This video should have audio. I figured out the issue. Apparently I had uninstalled an audio program that I wasn't using, but Streamlabs was using. So that's why the last video didn't have audio, because it was trying to use an audio program that wasn't there. But that should be fixed now, because it just changed it to the default. It's alright. You know, I think with the, I've mentioned this before, this thing called superhero fatigue, which I think is still real, but maybe not as real as we once thought. I think it might be a Russo brother fatigue, or just a bad movie fatigue, because look, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has been scored with flying colors. How's taking damage through toughness there? Because it seems like there's been a lot of slight beef with the Russo brothers, and well, like the Russo brothers, I don't think like making movies as an art. They like making movies to make money. It feels like, especially considering one of them basically said he expects to make an AI written movie in the next like few years, whatever. I'm like, cringe. James Gunn seems to be, I mean, we all know James Gunn is a good director, right? We just do, like what he did with Suicide Squad 2, Guardians of the Galaxy films, whatever other, I can't remember what other, I know has he done all 3 Guardians of the Galaxy films? I think so, right? Seems like there's been a lot of like changes that like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think like Star-Lord's mask breaks, but it's not broken in the next Russo film. Like a lot of like stuff that's like for James Gunn just gets ignored. Seems like it's all happened for a few directors as well. I don't have like the exact like things, because I remember seeing it on an offhand tweet or whatever. Don't slam, please. Thank you. This is a... I kind of wish I didn't have the plasma gun now. I'm so dead. But yeah, because Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is performing greatly, and I literally haven't seen one negative thing about it. So, there you go.
I didn't even hear that board until they were on it.
I'm gonna die. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe it is just bad director fatigue, which are the Russo brothers. Let's be real here.
I'm gonna die.
Like they did some good movies, but I feel like they've gotten past their, like they're in their own Marvel fatigue. If that feels like they're just doing it to doing it. But also, I think one other thing about superhero fatigue is like, you built this whole cinematic universe around these like few pivotal characters, and then you just get rid of them. Like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. You kind of got rid of Thor. And what they did with the Hulk is still kind of a little cringe. But it was always gonna have hard like footings to get back on. And it doesn't seem like the Russo brothers make it any easier for the talented directors. Hey, yeah, well, I'm like somewhat interested in seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Somewhat. I probably wouldn't pay to go see it, but if it ends up on one of those funny websites, then yeah. Or if a friend like says he wants to go see it, then I'll go see it with him. But I probably would go see it on my own. And my best friend's in Florida, so I can't exactly go to the movies with him, unfortunately. What was me? I was gonna say, hear a spooky lady. I see her over there. And that also reminds me, I heard an interesting take about Marvel today, and it was a discussion like how on that kind of similar vein of how like super fatigue, one portion of it might come from the quote-unquote, how do I phrase this so it doesn't sound bad, like forced diversity claims that people have. Now, forced diversity doesn't exist, right? If forced diversity exists, the greatest example of it would be the United States of America, because we literally forced people to come over here. I think what I like to call is like plastic diversity and then natural diversity, because like a movie like Everything Everywhere All at Once is obviously a diverse movie. It's got Asian castings, you know. It's not like the most like diverse movie in the world, but it's not like, you know, it feels like a natural diversity, if that makes sense. Like a very like, oh yes, this checks. Now, not saying that there's unnatural diversity, but what I'm saying is like how do I say this in a way that's nice and doesn't sound like racist? Fuck, I'll just pull the band-aid off. Someone coming up and be like, oh, I am brown LGBT Spider-Man. No, Spider-Man kind of feels bad because Miles Brown is, you know, brown. But yeah, the thing fits. I am brown LGBT Spider-Man, and I'm here to defeat you, villain. Yeah, it's kind of like in your face like that, where it's not like compared to like Everywhere at Once, where she has a lesbian daughter. Now, I haven't seen the movie. I know now. Okay, I'm making comparisons of a movie I haven't seen. I know, cringe, but it's one of those movies where you kind of know I know the synopsis of it. How she has like an LGBT daughter, and she's like goes through this whole like trip to be chill with it. Ow! Little bastard. That fucking hurt. But you get the idea. Now, I'm also just saying, like, this take from someone I heard, so. Well, I kind of edited the take a little bit, but to make, like, an example. But you know what I'm saying. They mentioned Everywhere All at Once. Like, marketable diversity is fine, but I think there's a point where, like, it gets draining on movies, even if you are from said, like, if you are LGBT and stuff. It's like, okay, I get it, but, like, can you at least make good, like, it's cool that this character is, you know, gay, trans, or whatever. Gay, bi, trans, lesbian. But can the movie be good, please? Which is, like, it's a hard line to cross, I think. Or, like, hard line to it's a hard line to discern, because obviously, like, oh my, ouch. The character being trans isn't, like, gonna make or break a film. I mean, it can, depending on, like, the story of the film. But also, at the same time, it's like, sometimes trans people are just trans. Ain't none ain't none deeper than a character to be trans than sometimes they're just trans. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes the character's just gay. And that's fine. You don't have to make a spectacle of it all the time. I feel like if you make a spectacle of it, it's kind of like a hard, like, it's a slippery slope. Kind of like a hard tread to balance of a character being gay to, like, being gay is gay. But also, like, you don't want it to be like, you know, J.K. Rowling saying, oh, this character was gay the whole time, even though I literally made no effort in the books to say, you know, something like that. Which I think can be done. It's just, you know, I think it's harder in a movie form because you only have, like, an allotted time to do it. So, like, you want to do it in a way that feels natural. Well, that's a bad fucking term because it's natural to be gay. But you want to do it in a way that feels nice. You want it to be in a nice, like, fun way. That doesn't make any sense either. how do I word this to make it make sense? I think I'm making sense, and I'm just overthinking myself not making sense, which is a real possibility. Essentially, you want it to feel like organic representation, but you don't want it to be like too subtle to the point where it's like I didn't even know. What's the dog doing? Which I think can be. Sometimes you do just pull the band-aid off and say, "Oh, this is Gayer McGayerson of Captain Gay." Oh, come on.
I'd sooner put my faith in a bayonet and rifle. It's all the same to you.
I shall pray for thee, should I feel magnanimous. A hound of hell prowls!
Now, kind of on the similar vein, you can like kind of move the discussion towards like race swapping of characters. Like, obviously, Ariel is the big example of that. It's probably like the one in the most recent talking space for weird dude bros who obsess over that kind of stuff. Now, does Ariel's race matter? No.
This game is so sick.
No. And, she's a fish person living under the world. The movie depicts her as white, or the cartoon depicts her as white. Live action depicts her as black. There's way bigger issues with the live action movie than the color of Ariel. Most of them being the color of the rest of the damn film. It's like, what is it with these new movies? Like, okay, feels like all these live action, they stopped giving a damn about live action movies after The Lion King. The Disney ones, because they're just to refresh copyrights. They're not actually supposed to like be good, right? Like whenever they say, oh, we're doing it to like so the little black girls have representation. No, they're doing it to refresh their copyright, and they could put a nice little cherry on it to say that they're doing something nice, but they're not. If they wanted to do something like that, they'd make another Princess and the Frog movie, okay? Which I think they are making another one finally, so that's freaking epic. But as I was saying,
A worthy shot!
too many movies nowadays, even like, I feel like some
Feel another headshot coming on!
kind of happens with Marvel too nowadays, where they just make the movie dark, like darker. They just lower the they up the shadows, lower the contrast. You know, it's like I can barely see what's fucking going on here. Like the real ocean's more colorful than what I've seen from The Little Mermaid. Like, why isn't Ariel's head fiery red? You know what I'm saying? Like I get it if you make it like more muted above the water. Like, she's a magical mermaid. Let her hair be super anime and bright. You know, fuck it. Send it. Get vaporized, nerd. I keep forgetting I can shoot through cover with the plasma gun.
Appreciate it!
And like, oh, don't even get me started on one. The biggest race swap they did was they turned the lobster into a goddamn crab. Sebastian's not a crab. He's a lobster. Don't even get me started on whatever they did to Flounder.
Beware, sinners! Demon hosts!
What's with these? I feel like the specialists are spawning in twos. Uh-oh. God damn it. Anyway. And now this whole, like, darkening of the screen to avoid your bad CGI or bad animation or bad effects isn't like a Disney-only thing. There's some, but in other things it's, like, used to cover a little bit of the jank, but where it's not too, like, bad. Like, the big example I can think of My Hero. My Hero does this quite a few times. And Demon Slayer, no, Demon Slayer doesn't do it. They hold their animators hostage over there. Oh, shit. But like the big samples, like the All Might versus Noble fight, some other fights they also do it, but it's you know, Midoriya's hair is still bright, vibrant green. All Might's still like shiny. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to the point where it's like I struggle to see what's even going on here. You know. Now another interesting thing about live action movies is who's asking for them. I know they're just to refresh copyright, but you think they could have just released like another animated movie about it? I guess Disney's trying to move away from classic. Oh, he's stuck. Oh, no, he's not. A classic 2D animation maybe, but who's asking for them? Is there really that big of a media for it? I wonder how, like, do they lose money on these movies? I'd have to check. I don't think they lost money on the Lion King one, but that one was also, like, had a little more effort into it and had Seth Rogen's selling point, and that's like, Seth Rogen as a giant pig. That's funny. Although no Elton John, no me. No thank you. Was it Elton John or was it Phil Collins who wrote Can You Feel the Love Tonight? And was that even in the new film? Am I speaking English here? Where'd I put my cellular device? Was Elton John in the new Lion King film? No, Elton John called it a huge disappointment. Oh, he does sing on it. Okay, he does. My boy Elton John. But he called it disappointment, so that's a W. But I guess I could look it up in a second once this chapter's dead. Did Disney lose money with live action Lion King? It's not even live action, it's just animated in a photorealistic way. Disney remakes that made and lost the most money. Obviously the Mulan one. Mulan one had a lot of drama. Aladdin. Oh no, Aladdin was a win. Okay, that kind of makes sense. They kind of like Aladdin was like they just took the old story and made it a new thing rather than just making the old story live action. So that one gets an excuse, I think. And it had Will Smith, and I think Will Smith was in a bit of a boom at that point. This was before the whole incident. Alice in Wonderland went, yeah, that one makes sense. Beauty and the Beast went, yeah, that makes sense. I think people like, no, it's not Emma Watson. Is it Emma Watson? Hermione, they like that actress. So I guess some of these live action films have like, I feel like this is when like Disney was putting effort into it. You know what I'm saying? They're not just trying to rewrite their copyright. Cinderella? I didn't even know there was a live-action Cinderella. Fucking news to me, eh? Dumbo, forgot about that one. Okay, apparently Disney's making money in all of these. Maleficent, I knew that one, that was actually good. Mary Poppins Returns, fire. Mulan was a loss. Jungle Book was a win. Lion King, okay, they do make money on these, so I guess there's a market. Oh, color me shocked. The Mulan one, don't color me shocked in the slightest. That one had a lot of controversy because you could literally see a Chinese concentration camp in the background of one of the films, and it was filmed in China, and obviously Americans hate China.
It's so fun for you.
but I can cope with it. It's Stephanie's voice that does for me.
Stephanie's one of those people who makes me aware of my... The training may be necessary, but contact with such an aberration is an insult.
Point and shoot.
I like
for
Stephanie,
the
she's fun.
style.
Watch, learn, repeat.
You know, kind of to lean back to the whole like race
Oh, damn,
swapping thing.
dude. I accidentally screwed that up. I don't know what percentage puts me over. Is it 90?
Father's gone.
I'm gonna just left click for the rest of this game. Yeah, but I was at like 90. I think it's because when you charge,
I didn't
it's
hit
at
F,
90
damn it.
and you charge shoot, it goes over 100. But if you left click, it doesn't let you go over.
I'm gonna be real, I have no idea what number throws you over or either. I just kind of fucking wing it.
Pose, heretic.
Get fucking minced.
I'll just left click. Sorry, I got knocked twice because of this.
Well, it's definitely above 87. So, here you go. What is...
Yeah, I was doing the vent heal. I guess I'm like, maybe you have to be at 80% or lower to do the charge shot, so it doesn't take you over.
The ammo.
This is the complex.
I think it must also change on like your
I'm
vent
gonna
purge.
just left click for the rest of the game and then I'll figure it out in the side area. But it's a fun game, dude. I like it a lot. I got a god roll on it too.
My heart.
Eyes up. Find
Thank you.
You know, there's as I was saying with earlier, I kind of mentioned with Ari how like the race of some characters doesn't really matter.
Needed more ammo.
Like Ariel's race, nah, it doesn't really matter. But like when, and then the argument for always that, oh, what if I made Tina from Princess and the Frog white, or like Black Panther white? Like, well, no, the race of those characters matter because obviously Princess and the Frog is set in early New Orleans. They got the jazz themes and the cook and like the cafe and all that kind of aesthetic there that is connected to people of color. And obviously Black Panther is literally based in Africa. And how about he was like, obviously Black Panther being a black superhero back in the day is fucking, you know, dope as hell. I don't think he was one of the first Marvel black characters. I think he was the first one to pop off, right? I remember I did a Marvel essay back in high school, but I cannot remember it for the life of me. Hey Google, was Black Panther Marvel's first black superhero? First black superhero to be featured in the mainstream in 1968. Yeah, this is a fucking big achievement. So him being white obviously has ramifications, but like takes away a lot of that gusto. But then, you know, and there's other characters I'm like, okay, well, their characters, their race doesn't super matter. Like Batman, doesn't matter that he's white, right? At the same time, it's like, if you make him black, are you saying like, your other black superheroes aren't cool enough? Which is like, it's a weird line to tread, but I understand the logic in the argument, as much as it is like in bad faith most of the time. Because obviously, like, Jon Stewart, he was made, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Jon Stewart was made for the Justice League animated cartoons, and he's fucking way cooler than Hal Jordan ever was. I'm gonna say it. I said it, okay? Jon Stewart, cool as hell. Is that some controversial to say?
My toughness regen fast when I'm in coherence.
Kill shot in blind.
That's super slow.
Cover just makes it fun.
So it's like it's an interesting tread to cross. Sometimes it doesn't matter, and sometimes it's like it definitely doesn't matter. Sometimes, oh, I'm fucking exploded. No. No, I followed in my fellow veterans' footsteps and exploded myself. God damn it. It's an interesting conversation to have. It's probably something you should probably, like, should have not just spat out of my ass. It's probably something I like. It would be
Yeah,
a
this is
benefit
definitely
from
based on
me
the old car
giving
right
time
there.
and stuff to like write down. But I think of all these topics on the car ride home. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's an interesting discussion to have. But usually the people you're having the discussion with aren't the best people or the most good faith people. Oh yeah, okay. This is another minor pet peeve that doesn't matter. It's somewhat related to both Ariel and Superhero with the Batwoman CW show that I can't. I literally cannot move. Oh, kill me. Although then again, it should have been Black and Shoving, but you know, sometimes I just don't think. Okay, I'm not here to think. I'm here to spout nonsense.
Hold that pose, heretic!
If you have a redheaded character, why is so many redheaded characters get made black? I feel like there might be some science to look into that. Might be conspiracy. Not that it matters. Just what matters to me is that their hair's not red enough. Why is Ariel's hair like more of a brown than a like fiery red? It's like Ariel's hair in the new film is maybe orange. It should be bright red. Okay? I don't care if it like clashes with like her skin color. It clashes with her skin color in the cartoon too. And same with Batwoman. She wears her hair is red, but she also wears a bright red wig. Which you think, honestly, thinking about it, that seems like counterproductive to the whole like secret identity thing. Like, so your hair's bright red, but also your helmet's hair is bright red. I couldn't dodge. Wait, it says I'm still alive. I have 2 HP. What the heck?
With this grenade,
But still, nonetheless, if you have a redheaded character, make their hair bright red. Especially, well, if it is bright red. If it's not bright red, don't make it bright red, obviously. But I think that's the most important part of the character. Like, when you think of Ariel, I think of bright red hair. I think of a girl with bright red hair. Same with Batwoman, same with fucking Poison Ivy. You know? Although Poison Ivy's hair changes from like bright red to like orange, so that one is a bit more like bratty to it. I died there to tactically reload, so that was a purposeful death earlier. Who else is like bright red hair characters? Batwoman, you know, she has like bright orange hair. Not Batwoman, Batgirl. Sorry, I'm sorry. Starfire obviously has bright. Although in the Teen Shine show, her hair's pretty orange. Although apparently she learned to fly in the last season, which is strange to me. I have no idea what's going in that Titan show. Beast Boy's not even fucking green. I think that's like my biggest issue is whenever they like as I said, the last thing I care about is whether or not Starfire's black. But at least make her hair more orange. You know what I'm saying? Although it is pretty orange from what I've seen, so like if it wasn't orange, I'd be complaining that it's not orange. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like keep the defining characteristics of the character, even if you're gonna change like the race. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't care that, you know, it might clash or look silly. It's a mermaid, or it's like a space alien lady.
The guy got caught right outside here by a maniac, and he was the last guy alive. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
I feel all of that law also doesn't apply because, like, obviously Supergirl in the new movie isn't blonde, but also that's like a different universe, so it's like, maybe I just like redheads. Maybe I just like redheads. I'm just saying.
141k damage, and I was.
Maybe I just like redheads. I think I do just like redheads. So there you go. Man, this video kind of sucks thinking about it, but that's all good, baby. That's all my videos. Let me see what the Emperor gave me. Cool. Recon Lasgun. Yeah, I should do a video on one of those, because I don't really use them. But, hey. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I had some maybe potentially bad takes. Correct me in the comments. Or don't. I'm not your mother. But you better brush your teeth. And have a good one.